My name is Betty Scola, and I'm a librarian and a tech teacher at Waterford Township Schools in New Jersey. And my job is really to go in and help the teachers to learn how to push technology into their lessons. A lot of them still doing things the way things were done 10, 15, 20 years ago. So my job really is to help them out, and Edulastic is one of the things I brought to them. Okay, next. So our big motivation for going paperless was when we saw our first year PARCC results, which were just horrible. They did not meet anything that we thought that they would meet. And we knew that we needed to get started assessing our students digitally so they were comfortable when the PARCC test time came. Because when we watched them the first time, we saw them just heads in their hands, you know, they just couldn't do it. They couldn't answer the questions online the way we wanted them to. Next. So since we're a Google school, our first attempt was Google Forms. It was paperless. It was easy to grade. We used the Flubaroo extension that was there. The cons were the question types were so limiting. We really couldn't do what we wanted to do. And you needed to use add-ons in order to print a copy for the students, because if you've never used Google Forms, you know that everything just goes into a giant spreadsheet. So we were using Autocrat to kind of make the tests printed out when the kids were done, but then again, we weren't really paperless anymore because we had to give it back to the kids and we had to send it home with the kids. And I don't know if you've ever used any of these add-ons before, but they were actually blocked at our school. So I had to go in and type in 2,000 lines of Java code on every Google form just to be able to print out this copy for the students to review, which was not a lot of fun. Next. So I did a Google search and it led us to Edulastic, and I can tell you I was just amazed. The pros of it are the question types. They mimic PARCC exactly. Even if you're not a PARCC state, just having access to all those types of questions really help you out. It syncs so easily with Google Classroom. All you need is that little code that you would normally give your students. You just go in, you click that, and it populates your class automatically. The instant results to the students and to the teachers. There was no need for us now to print a copy for review because it's all online. Even the parents could log in at home as the student and see the test and see any teacher feedback that was included for them. We can share across the district, which means we could split the workload of the test creation. Most of our grade levels have 5 teachers, so if they're doing a weekly test on Edulastic, they only have to create one every 5 weeks, and then the next teacher would do it. The reports make it really easy to identify areas of weakness. I was just in a meeting with our curriculum supervisor, and she brought up our math benchmark, and she was like, question number 3, only 29% of the students got right. So that was an area that they knew that they needed to focus on. And the customer service is just great. They get right back to you. And the cons, well, I still haven't found one. Looking, but I haven't found one yet. Next. Oops. Okay, so the plan that we devised, we used the PARCC release questions and we entered them into Edulastic to prep our students. PARCC releases every year some of the test questions that they're not going to use again, and it was real easy to recreate them in Edulastic, any format, any type of question we could do. And we started using Edulastic across our curriculum for paperless tests, so the students were actually comfortable with the online testing. Now, having the students instantly review what they did right and wrong, not days later after the test was graded, their reflection really made them better test takers, because I can watch them take a test, hit that submit button, see the results, and go, oh, I answered A, I meant to answer B. Oh, I kept second guessing myself. But normally when you handed them a test back days later, they were so removed from the test that they weren't really reflecting on what they were doing and what mistakes they made. Here, it really made them think about the test. Next. And our results, we had some confident test takers and happy teachers. Watching those kids take the PARCC the second year, they were so prepared. They had no kinds of problems. And I was the person who had to run in if there was like a question like, how do I do this? How do I do that? I had none the second year. They were good. They knew what to do. Next. And here's some of the numbers that you can see. So this was our PARCC performance. If you look at the light green, this was our math. The level 1 and level 2 are the kids who are really not doing very well at all. The level 3 is approaching, and the level 4 and 5 are the ones that are meeting what is supposed to be met or exceeding it. And you can see our first year with the light green, the level 1 and 2s were pretty high, our level 4 and 5s were pretty low. After we used Edulastic, you can see that the level 1s really dropped, and I attribute that completely to them feeling comfortable with the test. And you can see that our 4 and 5s really went up. We had one teacher in language arts who went from 26% of her kids being 4 or 5s to 86% of her kids being 4s and 5s, which amazing. And the next slide. This is our ELA results, and you can see really dramatic, especially in the level 4, how much we went up from 15 to 16. So I really want to thank Edulastic for what they've done for our kids, making them better test takers.